Hello, I hear you came to me for makeup. I mean, I am the French icon. How do you say icon? I don't know. I am the French icon of fashion and makeup, if you will. Now, you do look kind of sad, depressed. You know, it's not makeup that you need, it's music. You need a little bit of music in your life. And you know, I mean, I'm a very famous musician. I mean, I'm an icon of the 60s, of the French 60s. And you know, it's because when I was a child I listened to a lot of music, so I became quite popular. And you know, I used to listen to French singers like Charles Trenet, if you know, and even some Anglophone singers. What was his name? Connie Francis, Marty Wilde, and Paul Anka and Cliff Richard. I don't know if you know them. I mean, it was a while ago. I don't know if they are still relevant or famous today, but yes. Anyway, you do need music in your life. But for now, I guess I'm going to provide you with some makeup, because you do need some makeup as well. Yeah, I mean, I started music when I was quite young. I think I was 17 or 16, I don't know. I got my first guitar as a gift after the baccalaureate. You know the baccalaureate, it's the graduation after high school. So yes, I got my first guitar at that time. I'm not saying you need to buy a guitar, you know, but you do need to listen to more music if you want to look less desperate, maybe. Is that me? I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, so let's start with a little bit of powder. Okay. You know, my song, it's so famous, you know, one of my most famous songs. Tous les garçons et les filles de mon âge se promènent dans la rue de par deux. Tous les garçons et les filles savent bien ce que c'est d'être deux. Et les yeux dans les yeux. So yeah, I have a cold, so my voice is like, you know, not great. Oh, yes, I think I know about makeup and fashion. I mean, I signed my first contract with Vogue, so you know, my first contract with the label record Vogue. So if you start with Vogue, you know, you're kind of bound to become a fashion idol. No, it was a few years back. I remember it was starting to get cold. It was quite cold. Maybe it was November or December 1961, I think. Yeah, I think that was about then. Yeah, my first record was written by Johnny Hallyday, rest in peace. And, you know, it was called Oh Oh Chérie. You've never heard of it? Well, I mean, you're not French, so maybe you're too young for that. But yeah, but to be honest, I hated that song. I hated it so much. I mean, it took 3 hours to record. 3 hours. I'm not kidding. And with the 4 worst musicians of Paris. Yeah. But oh well, it ended up selling over, I think, 1 million copies, so I guess it was worth it. But anyway, let me add a bit of eyeliner. You know, you kind of have to go heavy on the eyeliner. It's kind of, it's the trend of the time, you can really just a little bit more. I think you will look perfect in these troubled times. We need to look pretty, eyeliner is what you need if you want to be riding that yeah vibe. But yeah. Oh, of course, the Eurovision, in 1963, 64, 63. L'amour s'en va. Yes, I came 5th. I remember it like it was yesterday. Monaco, tout ça. It was, grandiose, amazing. But, yeah. Now how about a bit of blush? A bit of blush would be nice, I think. I do want the look to be natural, so I don't want to make it to overdo it. I want you to look a little bit cold, because it is quite cold still. So, you need to look cold but in love, and simple and natural. That is what I want. I want a natural look. So, a bit of blush on each of your cheeks and a little bit on the nose. Perfect. You want to talk about Jacques? Well, everyone always wants to talk about Jacques and me. I guess that, when we first met, I think, that was a long time ago, but I remember thinking, this boy is so ugly, he's so ugly, he's not good looking, he's very ugly. I remember thinking he had acne and these big glasses. It was not my style at all, but he was horrible. But then we grew up and we met again. I think he was in Berlin, and he had changed. He became somehow a better looking, tall, blonde, and these eyes, And I was very shy, and it seemed like we were both afraid of each other. We couldn't speak to each other. Even though I was quite afraid, I still decided to try, and so I talked to him because I wanted him to be my guitarist, and so I told him to come, and he came, and I think it was the first time. I was 23, he was 24. I think it was the first time that I got drunk. I never got drunk before. It was my first time. I don't remember how it ended. I have no memory of this night because I drank so much. All I know is that we ended up talking for hours, and I woke up on his pillow in his bed, so I guess the night went quite well. But yeah, I married a man who I eventually realized was married to his friends, to his Corsican cats, to his cigars, and I guess to alcohol as well, and it was quite difficult to admit, and I guess I was maybe I was asking too much. I was maybe asking too much of him. We both have had adventure with other people, and quite publicly. I showed myself with other men, and he showed himself with other women. Romy Schneider, everything. It was quite dramatic at the time, I guess. We were young, and we ended up living in the same building finally, but we were on a different floor because, had I not asked to move in with him, he would have never thought about it, even though we have a son, you know, we have a baby together, and you know, he wouldn't have crossed his mind to ask me if I want to live together, so I had to ask, and then we ended up living in the same place, but not the same place because it was the same building, but not even the same floor. I mean, you know. But yeah, maybe I was asking for too much, and I guess now we are separated, of course, but we are actually still married because, you know, we are at an age where we have to start worrying about our health, and we're not as young as before, and we don't have our whole life in front of us, so we have to start you know, thinking about these kinds of things. So what's the point of cutting ties? What's the point of being angry? You know, we can just stay together and remain friends. Oh, you want lipstick? Oh, no, ma chérie, no. No. Pas de rouge à lèvres, no. You don't need to put a lot of makeup to attract men. You don't need to be blonde, you don't need to have big breasts, you don't need to have red lipstick. Look at me. I mean, I am the definition of natural. I'm so simple. You know, and I could have had all the men that I wanted. I mean, look at them: David Bowie, Bob Dylan, Mick Jagger. They fantasized over me quite publicly, actually. I think Mick Jagger said one time that I was his ideal woman. And what did I do? I stayed with Jacques and Françoise. Oh, we were a nighttime, and I guess we still are. But you know. Oh yeah. When I write, it's always the melody that comes first. It just happens to be the case that the most beautiful tunes are sad, and you know, the lyrics follow the mood of the melody. So I guess that all of my songs are quite sad, but I find beauty in sadness, you know. Maybe that's why I stayed with Jacques. But yeah, see, I don't wear any rouge, any lipstick. I don't smoke. I don't dance, except in my head sometimes. And I think that my slightly androgynous look appears, you know. It contrasted well with the, you know, over exaggerated femininity that was asked of women at the time, you know, Brigitte Bardot, tout ça. I am the anti Brigitte Bardot. And, you know, you need all kinds of women for all kinds of men, you know, there's not just one type of woman, you can be whatever you want. So yeah, I guess I am the very essence of French style. And if it weren't for the way I dress, I guess no one would notice me. That's what I like to say. Anyway, I think you are ready. You look perfect, to be honest. And I mean, don't be afraid of going out and showing the real you. Don't be afraid to go out and put yourself out there in the world. There are so many dreams beyond our nights, and so much sunshine beyond our walls, our grey walls, but we can't see it because we stay at home. There is so much sky above our roof. Is the door too old that it won't open, or are we at home because we are afraid of catching a chill?